Something strange is happening in the housing market right now. Not everywhere, not all at once, but enough people are noticing it that the conversation around housing has clearly changed. A few years ago, the tone sounded very different. Back then, the message was simple: buy now or be priced out forever. Prices only go up. Homes sell in a weekend. Bidding wars are normal. That was a story back then. But listen to people talk about housing now. You can hear the shift everywhere. Prices explode for 5 years, and now we're supposed to believe a small dip suddenly fix affordability? Now, homeowners open a valuation website. They see their house has doubled on paper and then quietly realize something uncomfortable. They couldn't afford to buy that same house today. And you see that reaction constantly now. People saying some version of the same sentence. I wouldn't be able to buy the house I already live in. That realization keeps showing up again and again. And when thousands of households start noticing the same contradiction, it usually means something structural is happening. Because the housing system right now isn't collapsing all at once. It's pushing households through a sequence. And if you've been watching the market closely, you've probably seen these phases already. They show up in the form of cancellations, or listings that keep coming back, or deals that fall apart right before closing. The houses that sit on the market for months while sellers still price them like it's 2022. The market hasn't gone insane. It's just gone sequential, so to speak. And right now, households are moving through 3 phases. Not because they're planned, but because the math forces them to. So let's go to phase 1, where the house still looks possible. And you've probably seen this moment if you've looked at buying a house recently. At the beginning, the numbers still look manageable. You find the house, the price is high, but maybe, just maybe, it's still reachable. You run the mortgage estimate and the payment looks tight, but maybe survivable. And this is the moment the system hooks people. Because early in the process, the house still feels possible. Buying a house today is a little like signing up for a subscription service. The price on the front page looks reasonable enough, so you click and subscribe. Only later do you discover the add-ons, which are things like taxes, insurance, which seems to be increasing all the time, HOA fees, which increase all the time, utilities, maintenance, escrow adjustments, repairs. Suddenly, the $20 subscription becomes $80. And housing seems to work in the exact same way. At first, you're looking at the headline number. Later, you discover the real number. And a lot of viewers recognize this stage immediately because during phase 1, buyers haven't seen the full math yet. And that's why homes still go under contract. That's why buyers still enter the market. The house still looks possible, which glides us into phase 2. The payment stops making sense. And this is the moment many buyers recognize instantly. The excitement starts turning into math. The house looked manageable when the offer went in. Then the insurance quote arrives. Then the property tax estimate changes. Then the inspection report shows up. And suddenly the payment you thought you understood isn't the payment anymore. And you've probably seen this moment happen. Or maybe you've heard someone describe it to you. The deal looks fine at first. Then the real numbers start appearing. It's like buying a plane ticket and watching the price double while you're entering your credit card number. Except instead of $50, it's $500 or more. That moment right there, when the payment stops making sense, is exactly where the market is shifting right now. In January alone, about 40,000 purchase agreements were canceled. That's roughly 14% of homes under contract. For January, that's one of the highest cancellation rates in about a decade. Now, some people hear 14% and say, well, that's not everyone. And they're right, it isn't. But housing markets don't shift when everyone panics. They shift when enough buyers hesitate. And that hesitation, it's spreading. You can see it in the listings returning to the market. Homes that relist, then relist again, sometimes 4 or 5 times. You see it in buyers stepping away after inspections. You see it in deals that suddenly get renegotiated. And you can hear it in the question more buyers are quietly asking now. And the question is not, can I get the house? The question is, what is this actually going to cost me once I'm inside of it? Because once the real payment appears, a lot of households realize something really uncomfortable. This house doesn't just require a mortgage, it requires a margin for repairs, a margin for insurance increases, a margin for property taxes, a margin for life. And right now, many households don't have that margin. And that's when phase 2 begins, because the moment the payment stops making sense, phase 3, the ownership becomes a financial ambush. And a lot of homeowners recognize this moment instantly. The celebration ends, the keys are in your hand, and the house slowly starts introducing itself with a roof leak, the furnace replacement, the water heater failure, the plumbing problem, the electrical issue. Owning a house sometimes feels like adopting a machine that ages in public. At first, everything works, but then something breaks, then another thing breaks, then 3 things break in the same year, and every repair ends up costing thousands of dollars. And if you read homeowner stories long enough, you see the same pattern again and again and again. The AC fails, the garage door dies, the roof needs replacing, and suddenly a normal household is starting at a 5-figure repair bill. Last year, about 85% of homeowners paid for unexpected repairs. 85%. That means almost everyone eventually runs into surprise costs. Right now, roughly half of homeowners say their homes need repairs they cannot afford. Half. That means millions of households are living inside homes that quietly need work while the financial ability to fix them keeps shrinking. Deferred maintenance works like a crack in a windshield. At first, it's small. Then winter arrives. Then the crack spreads. Then suddenly, the whole glass gives way. Housing repairs behave the same way. A $10,000 roof becomes $30,000 if it waits long enough. A plumbing leak becomes structural damage. A failing HVAC system becomes a summer emergency. And the pressure, it never just stops there. You have insurance premiums that rise, property taxes, HOA fees that move up. Meanwhile, incomes struggle to keep up. So even homeowners who appear quiet, equity rich on paper, oftentimes they end up feeling cash poor in real life.